To all the Geeks Assembled subscribers out there, because we have gathered here today to have a general gaming discussion. Yes, a general gaming discussion from Xbox to PlayStation to classic games to everything. We're going to talk about everything gaming. So I'm going to open the floor to whoever wants to speak first. Go ahead. And nobody wants to speak first.
Well, that's killed the podcast off, hasn't it? Shall I start?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The sensible one and sober in the group.
Dear viewers, Nate is completely bladdered, by the way. He's completely drunk. It's all gone to chaos here. We've been on here for the last 8 hours trying to soberly up. We've drink and everything, but no, it's not happening.
You tried to sober up with drink?
Water. Yeah.
Right, here we go then. Seeing as this is a general discussion of gaming,
what he's talking about.
I know what I'm talking about.
What drinking games do you like to try out, Lee?
He's swaying like this with his pen. And I go, this is a general discussion gaming.
Are you going to let me? Are you two going to let me talk, or what?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Right. As I was saying, this is a general.
As I was saying. Oh, go ahead.
Someone needs a slap, and it's going to be Alec. Right. What I was saying was, it's a general discussion of gaming as you grow up. As I remember rightly, when I was growing up, when I was in the 70s, if anybody, do you remember Pong?
Pong! Yeah, I remember Pong. Yeah.
I never had Pong, but I remember seeing the.
I bet he was really.
How are you ever going to get this cast up? And who's echoing? Yeah, I remember Pong, but for me, the gaming sort of fad was late 70s, early 80s. Was in the arcades when you used to sit in this machine, and it was like the Star Wars. Do you remember the Star Wars game in the arcades? It was just block lines. That was awesome. Well, then you thought you thought you was Luke Skywalker in the X-Wing. I mean, it was just lines, but that was a classic game, and people nowadays still think it's one of the best games ever. And then you get, do you remember Asteroids?
Yeah, I remember Asteroids. Yeah, where you blew up the asteroids are coming towards you. Yeah. That's great.
Asteroid. I mean, Asteroid. You can get cream for it now, but Asteroids back then was. That was one of the best games ever. It was a simple game, just lines, block things, but it was just awesome. This was what, early 80s. So
yeah, I mean, go ahead.
What was that?
I was just going to say, you got to remember that there's not the graphics today as there was back then. They didn't have the fancy graphics back then. It was basically lines and blocks and stuff like that.
That was all it was. Lines and blocks, and it was arcade games, Star Wars, Asteroids, and then in the early 80s, and for me, to be honest, I've only had two consoles back in the 80s, and that was the Atari, the Atari console, and then later on it was the Commodore Amiga 64. But the Atari, it had everything really. You had the joystick. You had all the games. You had Asteroids. You had Galaxian, if you remember that one. Galaxian.
Space Invaders.
Space Invaders. Pac-Man. Yeah, exactly. There was also Pitfall. If anybody remembers Pitfall, that was like your own Indiana Jones adventure, sort of Atari sort of way. Donkey Kong as well was on the Atari, but that was on all formats. And then I mean, I bought it. I don't know why, but then you got the E.T. extraterrestrial game,
which is blamed for the video game crash in the 80s. It's blamed for the video game crash. Yeah.
At that time of Donkey Kong.
I think I need to get some more now.
We're completely lost now.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's throwing me off.
It hasn't thrown me off. The E.T. game, as you say, literally killed the Atari franchise off because nobody bought it. Well, they knew what it was. It was absolutely appalling, and they took every. They asked for all the games back and they buried them somewhere in a big hole in America.
That was a rumour, wasn't it? But it ended up to be true because for years that was a rumour. Was it last year they dug them up? Yeah.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. They got every copy they could find of that E.T. game and poured it in a hole in somewhere in the desert in America. It was just awful. And then, I had the Atari. Then later on, I had the Commodore Amiga 64. Oh, that was just... I mean, I'm no good with keyboards, but luckily you had the joypad thing for me.
Did you ever play the Regina Sisters on the Amiga?
The Vagina Sisters?
The Regina Sisters?
The Regina.
I want to play that game.
Oh!
It was like a Mario twin sisters.
Oh, was it? No, I never saw that, but that would have been interesting to see. Yeah.
Did they have...
I'm losing the will to live. I don't get paid enough for this, viewers. I don't get paid enough.
But what I'm saying...
Story. New Zealand Story. Where you play a little chick on the Amiga.
No. Well, the games I remember of the Amiga. I mean, the arcade pool. The arcade pool was just brilliant. But I had. This was like the late 80s, almost with the Amiga. You had the Batman the movie with the Jack Nicholson movie. You had all that.
Yeah.
You had Lemmings. That was
Lemmings. I remember Lemmings. Yeah.
Paperboy, not Pizza Boy, because we was discussing Pizza Boy earlier, but Paperboy.
And
Wing Commander. Do you remember Wing Commander? That was an awesome game. Golden Axe. I mean, I've just made loads of it. You even had Moonwalker. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker was on that, even if it was on the Sega thing, but it was on the Amiga.
That was
Ghostbusters, yeah. And then you had this sort of, I can say, the piss take of James Bond, where it was James Pond.
Yeah.
James Pond, and it was a goldfish.
Yeah.
That was so amazing. They did three, but it was a trilogy of those. You had Bram Stoker's Dracula, the movie, Ghost and Goblins. But for me, on the Amiga, my favourite one was I don't know if you remember Alien Breed. Do you remember Alien Breed? That was like it's a game. I can't remember what you call it. These games where you look down. It's just
a top-down game. Yeah, top-down. Yeah, top-down.
They did three of them.
What was that one, Lee, about the goldfish?
James Pond.
James Pond. Yeah.
Well, I said James Pond. I thought that must have been right because he got battered in the fishy.
Oh my god. Anyway,
got battered in the fish and chip shop.
But there was one game on the Commodore Amiga. I think everybody knows, if you're a Doctor Who fan.
Oh no!
Dalek Attack.
Oh.
What you say? No for? That was a good game back in the day. It was. It was. You could play as the Seventh Doctor, the Fourth Doctor. You could play as Ace or Unit Soldier, but that was just a brilliant game. And for me, there hasn't been a Doctor Who game like that, because they've been all crap, to be honest. After that, you know, all these, was it the Eternity Clock and all that? Rubbish.
Yeah, the Eternity Clock.
If you go back to the Amiga and all like that, and you get the Dalek Attack. What an awesome game! But I really miss those days because it was quite simple. Graphics were simple, gaming was simple, and after the Commodore Amiga, for me, I can still hear echoing, but it was for me. After that, it was the PlayStation. I've been with the PlayStation since '95, and I've never looked back really. People always say about the Xbox and stuff like that, but Xbox.
I've never
PlayStation. Me, it's been, I've always been the PS1, PS2, PS3, and now I've got the PS4. The game on that, I just love the role playing games. The action adventure games, the horror games. I just love anything like that. So. That for me is gaming down to a T. That for me goes back to when I sort of got the bug for gaming. Hopefully, it's jogged some people's memories in this cast, and they'll start to talk about whatever they enjoyed.
Yeah, what did Craig enjoy back in the day? What did Craig enjoy?
Well, I think
I've got an idea of what he's wearing.
The first game I ever played was at my auntie's house, my auntie Michelle's house, and she had this little box, and you could play Space Invaders on it. And then I played on the Amiga stuff. But does anyone remember when I went bowling on a Saturday with my mates? You could play the arcade version of Altered Beast and Golden Axe, and I still think that's better than the alternative one you can get now to play in the house. And then the first, I played on the NES, like all the Marios and that, but the first game I had on the Super Nintendo was A Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Great game.
I can probably clock that in like an afternoon now. Star Fox, I had the Star Wars game on the SNES as well. Had an N64 of Ocarina of Time, the best game of all time, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the Guinness Book of World Records. It's the best game of all time.
Yes, love it. Had the GameCube to play Ocarina of Time Master Quest, so I played that as well.
Yeah, I got that.
But games. Zelda. I love any Zelda game really. I've played every single.
What's your favourite Zelda game, Craig? What's your favourite one? I know what my favourite one is.
What's yours? Majora's Mask?
No. Mine's Wind Waker. That's my favourite one on the game. I just love that one. I bought that one. Well, actually, I didn't buy it. I got it free. I think Nintendo did an offer where you bought Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and you got another game free. So I got the HD version of Wind Waker. And I just love it. It looks so beautiful. It's excellent.
Yeah, I'm saving up for a Wii U to get on the HD collection of the HD Wind Waker. I love that game. It's so good.
Yeah, it's amazing. And they've only improved it by making the sailing quicker and cutting down some of the quests to make them easier, and quicker.
And it's HD. It's HD as well now.
Yeah, HD. And only yesterday they released Skyward Sword on the Wii U eShop.
I haven't got a Wii U though. Does anyone remember the Getaway on PlayStation?
I think
yes.
so. I got a memory of something. Yeah.
That was like sort of a London Mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah, they only made 2 games. I think there was a sequel, but that was a sort of Ray Winston epic
thing.
Yeah. There was a lot of glitches in that game. But that was well before Grand Theft Auto, I think, to be honest. With the car chases and through the streets of London. The Getaway, I do remember that. And I think the sequel was called Getaway the Black Monday, wasn't it? Something like that. Yeah. Brilliant game.
So what other games do you play, Craig?
I used to like Crash Bandicoot as well.
Yeah, that was good on the PlayStation. I had that on the PlayStation 1. Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot is coming back to the PlayStation 4 remastered.
Oh, the original one. The original one. Ah.
There's a game.
I don't know how it's going to be, but it's coming back. It's on sale in about November time, so I think I'm going to buy it.
I don't know why they stopped doing Crash Bandicoot games. They just stopped doing them, didn't they? They used to be good. I used to like them.
Crash Bandicoot was the PlayStation sort of
Mario
icon.
Yeah. Used to be Mario and Sonic for PlayStation.
Actually, talking about Crash Bandicoot, I sort of feel the same about Spyro the Dragon, which is one of the first games I ever played. And since then, you know, I've sort of wanted another game to come out just to see how they can do it graphics-wise, because the graphics, being in the 90s, you know, it wasn't that great at the time. But I think Spyro doing it now would be sort of a vast improvement, because it sort of relies on the visuals and stuff to create a believable fantasy world.
However, saying that turned into Skylanders. Spyro turned into Skylanders.
Is he in Skylanders?
Yes, Spyro is Skylanders. That's what the first game was about. It was a Spyro game.
Oh, God.
Didn't you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it started off as a Skylanders game.
Wow.
Now it's basically just ditched him, hasn't it? Because it's got so big on its own. Yeah, it was a Skylanders game. It was a Spyro game. I used to love Spyro. Don't quite
Spyro. And Metroid as well. It was another one that I loved playing. On all the
Metroid on the GameCube was amazing. Metroid Prime.
Yeah, Metroid Prime 3 on the DS is probably my favourite, but otherwise, yeah, I think Metroid was one of the best franchises I've ever played. But one of the recent games that I absolutely adore and will play again and again and again is The Last of Us, which was unbelievable. What a game. And I don't know if they're doing a sequel to that or not. I hope they do. But I think
there is a sequel, and I think it's out next year.
Oh, good.
Oh, well,
they're adapting it into a film as well. The last I heard. So yeah, it's a really good sort of game if you like sort of sci-fi horror sort of genres. Yeah, I mean, it is being credited as it is. It's one of the greatest games of all time.
It's like a movie, isn't it? It's like a movie.
Yeah, it works a bit like a movie, yeah. And it's not too long. I finished it in 2 days, I think, on and off playing, so it's not that long. It's quite easy to get into. And then, of course, the James Bond games is one of my all-time favourite game franchises. So,
GoldenEye.
Yeah, GoldenEye.
Yeah, GoldenEye, and then two of the games that I think are the best that's ever been created, Everything or Nothing, and the adaptation of From Russia with Love.
Yeah, GoldenEye. I love GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64. I would play it all the time.
Yeah, that's one of the best games ever made, next to Zelda.
And you know what my favorite level was within that game?
The Aztec or the Egyptian?
But it was
You probably don't even know what the Egyptian is.
my favorite level within the GoldenEye is within N64 is where the bad guys were like in the bathroom and you would kill them while they were on the toilet.
Yeah.
You would look at them from the top, you know, they're just taking a piss, and you're just like, you aim for the head, bang, and they fall out of the urinal. So like,
but that multiplayer, the multiplayer in that game is the reason why you have games like Call of Duty. That multiplayer in that game was groundbreaking.
I mean, the special effects on that game was so cheesy, but the game itself was good.
Yeah, but it's all about the gameplay, isn't it? It doesn't matter what the graphics are like or anything else. Every single game relies on its gameplay. If it's fun, it's fun. It doesn't matter what it looks like, what the effects are like. If it's fun, it's fun, and you'll just have fun out of it, you know.
And it would be weird. That would be like weird code. That would be codes that you would put in that would make weird things out of the game, like big heads.
Yeah, DK mode.
Yeah, that was weird. But other than that, it was a fun game.
It makes targets much easier, DK mode. You just shoot the big head, boom, 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 and they just fall down. It's funny.
No, it actually would remind me of a bobblehead.
Yeah.
Oh, it cost more mayhem, like, you know what I mean? But it wasn't when I think it was about 14. I went to Belgium with my class, and it was this video game. It was a massive life-size screen, and it was a cowboy. You strapped on the holster and guns on each side, and then if you're walking down the western, as if you were in a movie, and they'd be on the roof, and they'd pull out the gun, and you had to draw against them with the guns and that. And that was my first visual reality game I ever played. But the other ones that I did like is the ones, with the boxing, you put the gloves on, and as if you were boxing against your opponent on the screen, and
yeah, like Punch Out. Yeah.
Hey?
Like Punch Out. Like Punch Out. Yeah.
Punch Out. I'm playing the golf, but I got fed up because I picked up a real club and whacked it with the TV without realising, And so, but my brothers and all that, they into these zombies, like my little nephew now. He wants to kill all the zombies and all the stuff and all that, like, and that didn't really do much for me, but I did like the board games and that without the cheat and all that.
There's two games that no one's mentioned, and that is on the PC.
There's loads of games that were mentioned.
Has anyone played Quake 3 Arena?
Yeah, I remember Quake 3. That used to be awesome. That did. Yeah, we go around shooting people. Do you remember?
The Half-Life 2 needed a big download, and that was before we had good Wi-Fi. So
but do you remember you could lock them in the? I think I'm thinking the right game. You can lock them in the decompression chamber, and they used to blow up. Yeah. They used to expand and they'd pop. Yeah, it used to be awesome, that game. Yeah.
Right, who becomes?
Go ahead, Lee. What was you going to say?
Going back to computer games. I really do love because of the modern day games now. I really am. I think I mentioned it. These horror role playing things, the Silent Hill genre. It's just awesome, and it does put the willies up you when you're watching those sort of games. Mortal Kombat as well. Mortal Kombat has stood the test of time. Going back to the very early 90s with Mortal Kombat in the arcade game. Mortal Kombat now is still selling well on any console, the PS4, the Xbox, or whatever it's called nowadays. Mortal Kombat is a good. Okay, people don't like it, but it's a beat 'em up, and there's a lot of blood and gore, but it still sells well. People enjoy just beating the hell out of each other.
I used to have on the Super Nintendo, and with the Super Nintendo one, Nintendo got rid of the blood because there used to be a lot of blood in it.
Why?
They got rid of the blood. They just didn't think it was appropriate.
Yeah, and doing the fatalities was really hard.
Yeah.
They started turning blood green, didn't they? At one point.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
So dark.
I just don't understand this. censoring that people. This is get me on this.
Oh, we'll go for ads. We'll go for ads. Brace yourselves, people.
Well, I would echo anything Lee has to say here because I'm very passionate about censorship as well. So
people.
Can we censor Connor out, please, in the editing?
You can try.
People are quick to point the blame at computer games for all the violence in the world.
Oh,
yes. Because of the blood, the gore, it's 18 rated, the guns, the violence. This, and I swore then, this is a load of rubbish.
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What's everyone's favourite game?
Lego games.
Oh yeah, is that Lego Star Wars? Yeah, I got that.
Do you mean favourite game of all time, Craig, or favourite game currently?
Favourite game.
Oh, it's such a hard one. Why do people ask questions like that? That's such a...
Mine is Sabutio.
Alice is going to be a Pokemon game.
Oh, I love Pokemon. You know, you can't knock the Pokemon games. They are amazing. They're still going strong today. There's a new one out in December. Lee, you never played them. Stop shaking your head. You never played them. They're brilliant.
I just don't see the interest what people find in them, to be honest. Give me a go. If you haven't
played them, then how can you find the interest? You've got to play it to get the interest, otherwise you don't get it.
We've got Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2.
Oh, I've got Pokemon Stadium here.
No. Give me a gun. Give me the dark scenario.
See, and you're talking about killing and you want a gun. There we go. So, watch out for Lee and Hal, people. There's Pokemon Stadium here. Got Pokemon.
You can get cartridge soap on I want one of those.com.
Well, I'm surprised. Ali hasn't mentioned this.
Kingdom Hearts. I play Kingdom Hearts. I got Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, got it. I got the they released the bundle edition. They released the free games, didn't they? I got the free games.
It's out Rainbow.
But gaming is on about competing. If it's Mario, if it's Mario, yeah. If it's Sonic, I mean, I could not get into Sonic.
No, I just couldn't. Sonic, no.
The speed. Sonic. Yeah, but the speed thing for me, I just could not handle the speed. I just couldn't do it.
And what about the game? What about the game? But this is one of the best games of all time from Rare.
Was it?
On the Nintendo 64, Banjo-Kazooie.
Sonic and Tails.
Banjo-Kazooie, that was great. Donkey Kong 64.
Jesus Christ.
I used to play with my friends. She had this thing, a Sega. Oh.
Yeah, Sega.
No, it's Sega, but it was the new thing. It was like a handheld thing.
I used to have one of those. Oh, it's a Sega. No, that's Dreamcast. It's not Dreamcast. Oh, it's a Sega
Game Gear?
Yeah.
Game Gear?
It was Sega Game Gear, wasn't it? Yeah, I used to have one. A black handheld, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but you couldn't put cartridges. I don't think you can put cartridges in there. They had built-in video games, I think.
I do miss the cartridges. The cartridges was the best thing about buying these. Yeah.
And they used to come in a box like this, Smash Brothers. The original Smash Brothers, the very first one.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
In a box. This is worth a lot of money now, actually.
What annoys me with the PlayStation, I don't know about the Xbox or whatever systems out there now, it's all downloadable content.
I think quite the contrary on that, because I think that the best invention of all time is PlayStation Store, where you can get all the games on the day for the same price as in store.
Mario Kart 64.
Oh, that was good.
Well, going back to the PlayStation, well, I'm a big PlayStation fan, but going back to the day when PlayStation started, you used to play a game, you used to reach a level, and you used to unlock characters, you used to unlock other extras. Nowadays, you've got to pay extra. Through the nose, you've got to really pay a lot for these downloadable contents. When back in the day, you just used to do set things on levels, and you used to get these things. That is so annoying. Back
in the day, we used to have proper booklets, like the Mario Kart 64, which is actually a proper booklet, an actual
and now we have walkthroughs
proper
on the internet.
Booklet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
you know, we don't get that with games these days. You just don't get.
What is everyone's worst game that they've ever played?
Me, modern. The worst one I've played modern this last couple of years was The Order. You remember The Order?
What was that for, Lee?
It was the PS4. I don't know if it was on the Xbox. I can't remember, but The Order was it was hyped. This is what they do, though. The hype these games up.
Oh, was it Order 1960 something? Was it
1860?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
They hyped it, and they do a lot of these games. They hype them up. You buy them, and you completed them within 2 hours, and you think, is that it? There's nothing there.
Yeah, well, I don't buy into the hype, because I don't do
Well, actually, that is an interesting point, because one of the games that came out recently, No Man's Sky, where you can go around exploring a billion different types of planets, isn't actually what it turns out it's sold to be. It's like...
Apparently it's just very boring, yeah.
Yeah, you can explore a million different planets, but they're all the same.
They're just randomly different in a little bit of ways, aren't they? They're the same. You do the same stuff, but it's like the texture's different, sort of thing, and the layout.
Yeah, like there could be a dinosaur-like creature that's one colour on one planet and a different colour on another, and that's about the extent of the change.
And a lot of people have asked for refunds on it as well.
It's really been slated.
My worst game is that Little Big Planet game.
Little Big Planet is... I love it, Little Big Planet.
Oh, no, I can't get into Little Big Planet. I'm playing this at the moment, which is a bit like Little Big Planet.
Super Mario.
Oh, yeah, Super Mario Maker.
Love it. It's great. I love uploading my levels, and I was so excited the other day because Nintendo officially played one of my levels. Yes, Nintendo played one of my levels. I was so excited.
But games like that.
I had a little Wii. I did.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Yeah.
But it's like that. Are all down to downloadable content. What you've got to pay extra for, which I think is a big.
Not Nintendo games. You might have that on your consoles. Not on Nintendo games, you know.
Ooh.
You actually, this is because I'm a PS4 player, same as Lee. I have to argue the point of this these DLCs that keep coming out. I think in some games they're good, like Star Wars Battlefront. You've got 3 season passes.
Yes, but Connor, how much is the season pass? It's about £30.
Yeah, it's about £30, but the amount you get, you can get up to 3 new game modes within one pack. You can get a whole new...
It's a rip-off, Connor.
Yeah, because the game of Star Wars Battlefront has been proved that it's crap.
It is crap, but
there you go.
I think that the DLCs are not that bad. Like, what they've done with them for the money you have to pay, the content is of a sufficient standard to justify paying that amount of money.
I just have to say, I'm going to interrupt this Zoom for a moment. Here we
go.
Because my favourite game is this game. I adore this game. I play this game with my brother nearly every single day. We've put hours into this game ever since I've had it. I've had it day one. I absolutely love it. Splatoon. I adore this game. I just adore it. I need the toilet even just looking at the box art. I just love it. It's making strange things happen inside me. I just love this game.
You definitely need the toilet. You need an exorcism.
I do need the toilet now after seeing this game. I really do. I just love this game. Get yourself this game if you've got a Wii U, and yeah, it's amazing. You'll love it. Anybody will love this game.
What was that, Greg?
Have you played the new Doctor Who Lego thing? I can't remember the
Lego
title.
Dimensions.
Yeah.
I don't have Lego Dimensions. It's a rip-off.
I've got Lego Dimensions, I've got the Doctor Who thing, and one of the worst things about the game is that it's absolutely impossible to unlock all the Doctors because no one knows how to do it.
Why is that? Well, why would they have it on there if it's impossible?
Because it's not clearly stated how you unlock all the Doctors. Like from the very the first Doctor that you can play as is Peter Capaldi. That's fine, but like even after completing the first level, I haven't unlocked all of the 13 Doctors.
How long is that game, Connor? How long is the game? How long is the pack? You know,
it's a good few hours.
It's never ending because they keep adding on.
Yeah,
no. I mean the actual Doctor Who pack. How long is it?
The level itself. It's like a Dalek invasion of Earth sort of scenario. It took me probably half a day to complete.
But how much did that cost you? So it took you half a day to complete, and that cost you?
It's because I got it for Christmas, so I got the Dimensions and the pack as like sort of one present. It was over about 100 quid.
So 100 quid just for a single game, really? Just and a little pack.
It is quite good, but.
It's a rip-off.
It is a rip-off. It is a rip-off, I agree.
It is. You can buy several AAA games for that, proper, real, full-on games, and yet you're just buying something that just sells you more and more add-ons for a game.
But like Lee said, I think the Lego games are some of the best-made games out there, because you've got all these franchises that are being covered by Lego.
I love Lego Harry Potter.
I mean, they did Jurassic World, didn't they, recently? Jurassic Park.
I used to have the Meccano sets. My worst board game for me was Cluedo, because I was always getting fed up with. I was always fed up with the Colonel having a way with Sergeant Pepper. You know what I mean? You never fathom that game out, like, you know what I mean?
Well, anyways, moving on. But I agree. The Lego games have been very successful. Okay, people say, "Oh, they're for kids," but
I like the Lego games. I enjoy them. They're really good. They're really well put together.
I mean, I totally agree with the Dimension thing. I didn't buy it because I thought it was a rip-off. But the other Lego games, I think you could have hours of fun just wandering around all these movie franchises, and it's just brilliant. I mean, you've got the superheroes, you've got Harry Potter, you've got Lord of the Rings.
You've got Jurassic Park, haven't you? Jurassic Park.
Jurassic World. You've got the new Star Wars film. Of course, they brought out a Lego game. Well, what else have we got?
But for me personally, because I'm a big Batman. I am a big Batman fan.
I liked the first Batman one. Just the video game. It was
I thought you had Lego Batman or something then.
Yeah, the first Lego Batman was good, I thought.
My favourite Lego game is Lego City. Lego City is amazing. That's the best Lego game.
But
in my eyes.
If anything, if you want a super, they've tried to do good superhero games. They're filled with Spider-Man. They're filled with Superman. They have succeeded with the Batman. The Batman franchise is just awesome, and they keep going on and on with the Batman games, and they just get better and better, and they don't hold back. They're not frightened to say this is not for kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think talking about Batman, Lee, did you ever play the adaptation of the Batman Begins film, the game?
Oh yeah, a few years, but I haven't got it. But I have played it. Yeah,
that was a very good game, and it was great to see people like Liam Neeson and Christian Bale all voicing their various characters, which doesn't seem to happen an awful lot with films.
No.
Game adaptations.
No, but the Batman franchise in movies and in games is the way it wants to be, because all the other superhero things just seem to fly. I don't know why. Batman is so well loved for some reason. I mean, I can't explain why I love Batman, but it's out there. It's, you say Superman, yeah. You know, the Avengers, yeah, the games don't sell. Batman, we're making a new Batman game. Everybody goes crazy for the Batman games.
Yeah, well, you're talking about the movies, though. With the franchises and that, say if a movie bombs, the games, the actual games, they can move up. You know, what you call it? They can get more money back from the game.
Still, what happened to the new Ghostbusters game?
Yeah.
I haven't played that game. Is it really as bad as I hear?
Yeah, the company developing it went bankrupt, didn't they? Within 3 days of it coming out.
Oh dear.
That's how bad it was. That's how bad it was. And nobody I mean, I've never seen it on a store shelf or whatever.
I played Ghostbusters on the Wii.
Is the Wii still going?
Yeah, it's like it's dying, but it's still
there.
It's on life.
Ask me what?
About the Wii.
Someone just flew over me. I don't know what it was.
It's probably that spider that's been hiding under your chest of drawers for ages.
No, that's gone. He's been moved now. He's been moved on. I've given his P45.
I always thought the Wii failed as soon as it was out there.
The Wii is one of the best-selling consoles of all time. In fact, it might be the best-selling console of all time.
I think rather bizarrely, the Wii was made for the games that were the Wii's own, like Wii Sports, Wii Party, Wii Fit, Wii. What's the other one?
I mean, everybody bought into it. Everybody bought into it. I remember the Christmas it came out, and we travelled everywhere to find one. We travelled. It literally hit the main news. It did hit the main news. Honestly, you can go. It did hit the main news that people go mad over it. It did, Lee. It doesn't matter what you say because you can go on the YouTube.
The trouble with the Wii,
the news.
They started to market games for like 4-year-olds, and there's no way of, if they had a controller that charges itself like the PlayStation, I'd still be playing my games, but I can't be bothered to find batteries every day that run out.
Yeah,
it drives me mad. It's one of my
also the games they released were crap.
Yeah.
All of them were. I mean, you had Mario Galaxy, which is stunning.
Twilight Princess is good.
You had Mario Galaxy, which is just the best Mario game out there.
Really, the Wii games, for all of the multi-console games that were released, they were always seem to be the worst of the.
Well, that's because the system was underpowered, and Nintendo didn't want to put a powerful console out there.
So whatever happened to the consoles like the Saturn? And do you remember the Saturn?
Yeah, but they all went. Their time's gone.
Yeah, but they never was there. That's what I said. They were released, and it wasn't. It just wasn't there. What was the other one? The Sega Saturn and something else. They sort of came out at the same time, but nothing.
Game Gear.
Dream World, or I don't know what Dream
Dreamcast. It was Dreamcast and Sega. That was but that failed. That bankrupt Sega. That's what finished Sega. Yeah. That's why Sega don't make consoles anymore, because that's the last console they made, the Dreamcast. And it was the powerfulest console out there at the time. And actually, it was the best out of them all. It was the best one, but nobody bought it. No one bought it.
Why didn't they buy it?
Because it's all about marketing. It doesn't matter. You can have the best console out there, but if you have the worst marketing, it's not going to sell. You can have the worst console, and it could sell millions because you've got the right marketing. People will buy anything if you market it correctly. I mean,
I think in the gaming world, one of the things that most shocked me was how the DS sort of demised. It was really quite rapid. 1 minute it's big news, everyone's got a DS or a Game Boy or whatever. Then the next minute, handheld consoles like that, and particularly the DS. It's just gone. The
handhelds are dying off because of smartphone and tablets, and that's eating away at their territory. That's what's happening there with the 3DS and that.
And the PSP as well. I think the PSP was brilliant. I had a PSP. And
when the DS came out before you had all these touch phones, and that was touchscreen. It was the DS that started off all this touch stuff. Touching everything, touchscreen. It was the DS that started it off.
Yeah, they made it all so expensive for the consumer, though, wasn't it? Well, one console would come out, another company would bring out another one, and it was just too much because obviously their games only you couldn't use any other particular game on the different consoles, So that was a lot of money. I remember I was to buy my nephew and niece all these different games, and it cost a fortune.
But also now, shall we say, the retro phase all these consoles are going through, they're re-releasing old consoles. What's coming out?
The NES coming out, the NES Mini.
That's coming out. I've pre-ordered that.
Well, people love. The thing is, people love retro stuff.
Quid.
People are absolutely adore having retro stuff and playing.
But you would think these companies would realise that. You would think companies would realise.
That's why Nintendo's bringing NES out.
Yes, but you think they would realise that ages ago, instead of going bankrupt before all this had happened. You know what I mean?
The new Nintendo emulator's got 30 games on it. Comes out in November.
Yeah.
Is it good games or is it B games?
Good games. You've got all the Marios, 3 Zeldas, I think, Turtles, Metroid, I think, Mega Man, I think's on there.
There's loads of games. I can't remember them all. Yeah. So what's your favourite console, Lee? What's your favourite console you've owned? You've got to pick one, your favourite console.
I will always be a PlayStation.
What about Connor?
PlayStation is the greatest console of all time.
What about Daniel? Yeah. Daniel, are you there? Nope. What about Brian? What's your favourite console you've ever owned, Brian?
We're in a gaming cast, Brian.
I know. I'm just.
Yeah, guys, I'm back.
Oh, what's your favourite console you've ever owned, Daniel?
Well, I don't know. I like the N64 because that was when I first got Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Oh my god! I remember one time I went to Zeller's, and it was so cool. There was you know how they have a bargain bin.
Oh
and
yeah.
They have games for like $20. Anyways, that was my lucky day. I went to Zeller's and I found a bargain bin. And I found like these 2 games for $20, and I wasn't used to it. I wasn't used to it because
Hello, this is Susie calling you from San Francisco Comic-Con. Hello, guys.
Oh, hello, Susan. We're just doing the gaming cast at the moment, Susan. Susan. Hello, Susan.
I don't think you can hear us.
You can hear us now. Can you hear us, Susan?
Hello from San Francisco Comic-Con.
Hi.
Hi, Susan.
We're just doing the gaming cast at the moment, Susan. Let's go to Jason. What's Jason's favourite console that he's ever owned?
I didn't finish yet.
Oh, you didn't finish. I'm sorry, Daniel. Go ahead, Daniel.
Okay, so I remember games back in the 90s were expensive. They were like, they were like $79 or $89 a piece, right? And it was really expensive. It took a lot out of your pocket. And I remember one time, there was this period of time where I didn't get a game for the longest time, and it really bothered me. And then I went to Zeller's one day, and I came across a bargain bin, and I saw these 2 awesome games, 007 GoldenEye and Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now, at the time, I didn't know what they were. And I walked up to my mom at the time, because I was 11 at the time, and I was like, Mom, can I have these? And she was like, 2 games? My God, games are so expensive. You can't, I'm not going to buy you 2 games. But then she saw that they were $20 each. And then she was like, okay, she got me both of them. And I'm like, I came home and I played GoldenEye 64. That was like the best game I ever played in my life, you know? And also Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I wasn't used to a game of that size. I mean, the world was huge. I played Mario 64, but Mario 64 wasn't that big. It was just starting out like that, you know?
Yeah, they were more contained levels, weren't they? Yeah, they were more contained levels, yeah.
Yeah, and even Banjo-Kazooie. I mean, it was big. I remember when I played Banjo-Kazooie for the first time. You know, like gamers for the first time going into the N64. They're not used to the level. And, that was the good stuff, yeah. Does it still work?
Yeah, it still works, yeah. I still play it now.
Oh, you're lucky.
I'm playing back through it now, yeah.
But yeah, you know, I mean, I love that. I mean, I remember playing Banjo-Kazooie for the first time. I was like, holy shit.
I've got the Pikachu Nintendo 64, you know, the Pikachu one. They released
that one, that was good.
Yeah, I got the Pikachu one, yeah.
Let's have a look.
So then when I went into Zelda,
go on, I'll get it out. Keep on talking.
It was like, oh my God, hey, it was so big. I mean, hey, Craig, what did you think when you first saw Zelda for the first time? Were you amazed at the size of the world?
Yeah, I was like, wow. Even the village, Kakariko Village, I was like,
look.
It's just so good.
And the Pokeball where you turn it on, can you see it?
I like how they oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So anyways, like, I remember when I first, like, you know, see, I didn't know what Zelda was back then. I played a little bit of A Link to the Past because they had those. Like, they had Game Boys that you can play in the store.
It comes with a Pokemon controller, too.
Daniel, do you have a shop called Zelda?
No, Zellers.
Zelda's?
Yeah, Zellers. That was a store back in the day, Zellers. Okay. Hey, Brian, you remember Zellers, right? I don't know. Zellers was a good store. Now it's all gone. It's all been replaced by Shoopers. I don't know. No, Sport Check. Sport Check. And it was good. It was really good. I mean, I remember walking out of the treehouse, and when I saw Kakariko Village, no, not Kakariko, when I saw, like, Kokiri Forest, I was like, holy shit, this is fucking huge. I've never seen this before. Like, oh my God, this is going to take me. Yeah.
And do you know what's magic about that game? Not only did they introduce, like, cinema cutscene.
Yeah.
You felt like it was a movie, but they did pan shots of your location of where you were, so you could see how fucking huge the place was.
I know, it was good.
Out in Goron City. I don't think any other game's really done that. Maybe Breath of the Wild now, but...
I mean, Kokiri Forest was huge, and I was like, wow, this is going to take me months to finish. And then I walked out of Kokiri, and then I went to, you know, fight, you know, you have to get the Kokiri sword and the shield. Yeah. And then you go and fight that big thing inside of the Deku Tree. And then I walked out of Kokiri Forest, and I was like, when I saw the overworld, I was like, my mind was just blowing. I was like, whoa, this is huge. This is going to take me like a year to finish at least, and it did. It took me a long time to finish. It was huge. I mean, you got all these, you know, all of these like parts of the it's so good, man. I just love that game. And now the only way you can get it is if you buy a 3DS and buy it on the 3DS. And I have that on the 3DS, but you know how I bought it. You know, do you have a 3DS, by the way, Craig?
No.
I got one of them, and you know what? Guess what? It was defective. I charge it for like 4.5 hours, and it lasts me 30 minutes.
Have you got a GameCube?
I got a GameCube, and there's my 3DS.
Because I've got 2 versions of Ocarina.
Pokemon Alpha Sapphire in it at the moment.
Oh yeah. Hey, how long does it last? I mean, how long does it last for you, Lee?
My 3DS.
Yeah, when you charge it up.
Not that long. It lasts a couple of hours, and that's about it.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I gotta just.
They don't have long battery life. That's the original version. That's the original version.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the original model. You know, when the launch model, that's it. It's not an XL or a new XL.
Yeah, it's sad. I got a defective model. It lasts me like 30 minutes at best, and I got to charge it for like 4.5 hours, which sucks.
Oh,
So
no,
now I have to buy another one.
It lasts longer than 30 minutes. It lasts a couple of hours.
So like I'm just like, okay, so I played Ocarina of Time. I loved it. Oh, it was so good. It was so awesome. It was so big. I loved the time travel aspect of the game. You know, technically time travel, you know, because at the end, you know, that game taught me that when you go into the future or go into the past, it's not really your past or your future. That's like a different universe, right?
Yeah.
So when you go into the future, it's actually an alternate reality where in that universe it is the future. And then
it was like a game within a game.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was so good. And then when Link went, and then when you did everything, like I remember there was some parts of that game that really scared the crap out of me. Like for example, the Wall Masters. You know, when you go into that dark room and you stay there in one area for too long, and you hear down, and that thing just comes down.
That was freaky, man. And you come up from the floor.
Yeah, yeah.
You're paralyzed. Yeah. In the ice valley.
It was scary, and you know, but then, and yeah, you got all these temples: the Forest Temple, the Fire Temple, the Water Temple, the Shadow Temple.
Let's not go there with the Water Temple.
Yeah, the Water Temple. Yeah, that was a.
You need to lay down after that one.
Yeah, but they changed that in the 3DS version. Yeah, they changed it. Yeah, they made it easier, didn't they?
This is my Master Sword.
Yeah, that's Craig's Master Sword. Put it out, Craig. Look at that, that's impressive.
That's not been said before, has it?
Oh, cool!
It's amazing.
Master Sword. The original. Yes, Link.
Yeah. Let's do the music when he pulls it up. Go
then. Craig, you've got to look all butch while you're doing it.
I'm from Hylian town. That's where I come from.
So it was. I think Legend of Zelda is my favorite one. Actually, no. You know what? I really can't pick between Zelda, Ocarina, and Wind Waker. I mean, Wind Waker was
I just adore Wind Waker.
I love Wind Waker. You know, I mean, it was like the first sequel. It was the first sequel to Ocarina. I remember when I finished Ocarina, I was waiting for a sequel year after year, and then finally in 2002 they released the Wind Waker, and I was like, oh my god!
I'm just exploring the water, just exploring the islands, and I just love it.
It was so much fun. I'm like, oh my god! Finally, we get to find out what happened to Ganondorf. We finally have what happened. But this isn't the same Link. This is like a different Link because, you know, when Zelda sent Link back through time, she sent him back to the past universe, and there was no Link to battle him. So, I don't know, I guess, you know, whatever. I mean, I don't know, I think that Wind Waker is my favorite Link because this guy wasn't destined to do jack. He was just a normal kid who got out of bed. He had no special training, he had no special powers from the goddesses. He was just a guy, and he did it out of the strength of his own will, you know?
That's like in A Link to the Past where his uncle is his uncle, and then he ends up in a secret passageway to find his uncle, who then says, "Here's your sword, and here's your sword. Take this." And then this poor kid's like, "What the hell?" He just has to continue to fight for his uncle of what's happened.
They never explained it. They never explained why his uncle died or how he died.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Breath of the Wild. Oh, hurry up! I just love the looks of that game, Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
This is a night out on Canal Street in Manchester.
You know what I'm talking about, Craig.
Breath of the Wild is going to be good.
Oh, the open world aspect of it, the graphics look gorgeous. I'm already in love with that game. I'm already calling it the best Zelda game ever. It's not even out.
I'm gonna leave this world.
Yeah, which Link do you think this is? I mean, they say this is like a past Link that we've seen before.
Is it the Link at the end of Majora's Mask?
Well, difficult to say, isn't it?
I mean, I've looked at all the timeline theories. I think the best one is this is a Link from after Zelda 2.
Yeah, could be.
Chat question.
Trailers for Ocarina of Time for it. It's really, really funny. The Honest Game trailer.
Matt question. Can I have a question here about Link?
Yeah.
Is he or isn't he?
What?
You know.
What, Craig or Link? Are we on about Craig? Craig? Are we on about Craig? Because Craig definitely.
Link.
Craig.
No. Oh, God. Ali, you were just so...
in love with Zelda.
Is he? Really?
Yeah, because the cutscene, they both meet each other. They have that romantic scene, and then he gets time, and it's like the saddest scene. It's like David Tennant and Rose in a parallel dimension.
You've seen some fan art, haven't you, Lee? You've seen some fan art.
Yeah.
Yes, you've seen.
Craig has as well, because I sent him some. But
wow!
No.
Did it feature two Master Swords? Did it?
I'm just thinking, is he or isn't he? You know, is he blowing in the wind both ways?
Oh, is he? You mean bisexual? I don't know.
Actually, Metroid. You got to remember, Metroid came out in what Metroid came out in the towards the late 80s, something like that. It was a woman. It was they revealed her as a woman, which was really different back then because they were all male heroes and male protagonists and things like that. And then she was revealed at the end of the game to be a woman. So I'll control them better in the future. I'll mute
games I played was my favorite. Anyways, the games I played Atari, Nintendo, DOSBox. That's like a computer version game back in the 90s. Also Nintendo 64. Bunch of Windows 95 and 2000 games, and then a bunch of PS1, PS2, as PlayStations, Game Boy Advance, and some online games. But my favorite game ended up mostly with Nintendo 64 between PS2 mostly, because like games like Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, definitely love playing San Andreas. It was one of my favorites way back in 2004 when I played that. My favorite game console was actually Nintendo 64 because I beat most of the games on Nintendo 64 by over maybe 15 games out of 28 games I played. Like I beat Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64, Star Wars: The Shadow of Empire was pretty good.
Donkey Kong.
Mario Kart 64.
Can I just say something, Jason, before you go on? How on earth did you beat this game? You beat Donkey Kong 64?
Yeah, I beat Donkey Kong 64.
All the collectibles in this game. Oh.
It's a pain in the butt, but I was able to beat that game. I beat Super Smash Bros., Mario Party 3. I played Hey You Pikachu. Wasn't that much good, in my opinion. I did beat Pokemon Stadium 1. I almost beat Pokemon Stadium 2. I was right on the last level. And what they do is kick my butt on it. And Zelda Ocarina of Time, I tried to get into it, but I don't know, I failed probably once I got into that one village near the whole volcano area. Majora's Mask, I beat that one. Pokemon Snap, beat that one. NASCAR, really couldn't. I also played a lot of wrestling games, like between PS2 and PS1 with like WWE SmackDown vs. Raw. The best thing about wrestling games I played is because when I was a kid, I used to be picked on a lot, and I used to have bullies. So I used the game itself to create my bullies and haters in a game so I can fight them that way, which helped me more better. When people say games is like violence is being because of games, no, I use games because to help me get through violence. That's another good one.
Yeah.
WWF No Mercy.
No Mercy, yeah.
My favorite was like WWF Attitude on Nintendo 64. Just hearing them guys just arguing at each other. It's actually more fun that way.
Did you ever own Conker's Bad Fur Day?
I don't think so.
Oh, it was a great game. That was so rude. That was.
I'll tell you something. When I used to watch the Next Generation Star Trek, you know where they used to go.
Oh God, that was a horrible show.
I think they're like the one that was 7 and 9. They used to go to that gaming room where they'd have the simulation and fight against, make believe opponents, and just think they reckon about something like that in about 40 years' time. You'll be able to do the same reality, fighting against somebody of their own making. What do you reckon?
Well, VR's coming out now, virtual reality.
Well, yeah.
I also got this game as well, Nintendo 64.
Oh my God, it's so cool.
Yeah, Wipeout.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But hey, Ryan, what was your favorite Zelda game?
Majora's Mask.
Told you, Majora's Mask.
How many people hit?
How many people hit Majora's Mask?
Be a bit more enthusiastic, Brian.
What?
I said, be a bit more enthusiastic, Brian.
Here's the booklet with it.
How many people have completed Majora's Mask here?
I did. It was kind of hard, but I did. Oh my God, the fairy sword, the mirror shield. I mean, you got everything that, and those...
It was a dark game
awesome.
as well.
You got
really dark.
What's it called? The Fierce Deity Mask? But in the end, you don't get to keep it. Well, you know what? The only thing you keep from Majora's Mask is the shield, the mirror shield, and the fairy sword. But all the masks, you give them I don't know if you give them to the Happy Mask salesman. You keep them, or they get destroyed. I don't know.
And did you see the Mario mask on the back of his sack? On his sack on the back.
Yeah.
That was kind of creepy. And he had Mega Man's mask as well.
But the creepiest part about Majora's Mask is the Gibdo Well. Oh my God, Gibdo Well was scary. It's got everything. Wall Masters.
What about
Gibdos.
the moon with the face on it and how it
Yeah.
I remember Brian told me when he was in the Gibdo Well one time, he got so scared he peed his pants and he started crying.
Where was that again?
You just remind me of two games personally what I totally forgot about. It was Vice City.
Oh, that was good.
Because I am still stuck in the 1980s. It was just my Vice City. That was just I just wish to do a sequel to Vice City, and also Red Dead Redemption, a Western. Have you heard of that one?
Red Dead on the PlayStation.
Yeah, that is brilliant. It's just a Western. It's
just
they've done a zombie
Western game. It's like Grand Theft Auto Western in a way, isn't it?
Isn't there?
Yeah.
Well, it's made by
Bully.
Wait, hold on. Isn't there a Back to the Future 3 Easter egg within that game?
I think
which
so.
game?
Yeah. I think there is. Ryan, what's your favourite console? I don't think we got round to finding out, did we?
No, you didn't because you went straight to Dan.
Oh, what's your favourite console then?
Well, I guess it would be. I can't really decide, but I guess I'm torn between either Nintendo GameCube or PS1.
Which one would you say? Which one, if you had to pick, which one would you say?
I would guess PS1 because I had pretty sweet PS1 games. If I would like when I used to play them. I don't have the PS1 or the games anymore because my parents gave them away for the kids don't really have much things. So.
Yeah, for disadvantaged kids. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, but when I used to still have it, I just play it constantly because of the awesome games that I would have. I mean, I would have the 2 Spider-Man games that were on for the PS1.
On air, on the podcast. Give up the will to live.
Let's see, which game did I grow up on?
You tell people what we're going to do, and he comes on talking about movies. I give up.
It's like somebody going on about board games.
I knew it, but I forgot it because I was like,
us.
Wait.
You're going to scare everyone off with your
No. I mean, which? Right. Let's wait.
Why has he got the guitar out?
Because I was playing it.
It's awesome.
Playing guitar a lot this time.
You might stop recording now.
Yeah, just
because
redo it. Or
He has the guitar because he's
What
starting up a
on
band.
earth is going on?
just
We've
sorry,
descended
guys.
into a vortex of ultimate shittery.
Everybody's
which is
talking.
Let's re-record it. Sorry I did this. It wasn't really my. I'm just fucking stupid today.
You know, this was going so well, Kevin.
Sorry, I was just like dropping in a cast, and then I was like, oh, it's how late is it? Oh, it's 5:30. Yeah, you know. So I thought, oh, it's almost over, and I was like, all right, let's go into the cast. I totally forgot it, Lee. Really, I was talking to my.
Anyways, are we going to subscribe, leave comments, blah blah blah? A lot of editing for Craig to do in the next week.
And Lee is absolutely pissed.
But, you know.
Lee is pissed. Oh, well, we're gonna end it here, folks. We're gonna end it because we're falling into chaos. This is what happens on the Geeks Assembled. If you enjoy this chaos, then why don't you come and join us? Yes, join us in the actual chaos. You know. But also, what games have you been playing? What games are your favourite? What console do you own? Tell us below. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me. I'd like to thank you for watching. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.